Hi, Midelity here, and Heretics Fork has been a game always on my radar, but I was not a big fan of deck builders. I saw somebody play this by streamcasting in a VC 3 years ago on a Steam Next Fest demo, and while I did really like the direction that the game was going in, the art style, I did remember it was a deck builder, and that did kind of push me away from the game. 2 years ago, though, I got in my humble bundle with a game called Huantii, and with Huantii being very obvious that it was a deck builder, I gave that to a friend who actually likes those. And then, only remembering the tower defense part of Heretics Fork, I basically decided to install the game and play a tower defense game. Lo and behold, it was a deck builder, and it made me fall in love with the genre, with the hitch being that if you infuse it with tower defense, I'm going to be there day one every time. But with this just being a deck builder tower defense game, I'd like to share the intro to this game of when you boot it up. That music, that intro is how you get somebody immediately immersed in your game, especially if you're like me, who has played games like Zane the Slayer and Hypnospace Outlaw. The game just oozes creativity and love. Heretics Fork is an operating system that you use, and with said OS, that's how you communicate with your upper management. It's how you communicate with the interns that you employ on their shifts to punish sinners before they get to a portal of redemption, and how you get a bunch of junk mail for vacation spots that don't seem too fun to do. You can change the wallpaper of your desktop, you can move your folders around, you can move your EXEs, you can draw on your notepad. It really feels like you're working an office job in hell, and it's something that I have never experienced, and I don't think anybody else will if you don't play this game. It is that extremely unique that I find that I want more of this, yet I don't know how it would be more of this. Furthermore, you also get more details on the world in general, that hell has holidays, demons dress up for Christmas, and that you have some files on your PC you might not want to open ever. You have a devil version of Clippy that is kind of taunting you and hinting to things that you might not want to open and things that might be foreshadowing your future in the game of Heretics Fork. To be fair though, while the demons have holidays that they celebrate and they have a second skin that actually has pros and cons, changing your playstyle for each shift of a deck building tower defense game, those are all free updates. So when the game launched, it probably didn't feel as feature complete, but as it stands now, this game is a fully fledged, fully complete, fully executed idea that is done well in what it was trying to envision the player to go through. And with all of this said, let's actually talk about some of the game mechanics of Heretics Fork. When you get to the character select screen of Heretics Fork, you have no money to actually use, being the management branch of this company in hell. Each turn you get energy points to deal the cards on your turn that you get every round. With the RNG of getting a new hand every round though, you realize there's different quality tiers of cards, and if you increase them on the left side, you can increase the rarity and also keep them locked in a position where no matter how many turns you change, that card will always be locked there in a bank for when you find another rarity card that is maybe the same tier and the same type of card, so that you get a guaranteed upgrade of that exact same card on the next turn. Another way you can bend fate into your hands is that you can actually banish cards and discard them, making that next pull of hand more profitable, more manageable, and more useful for yourself. in the end of your run. In the beginning of this game, I was really just dying a lot as I fully could not understand the grasp of the mechanics until I did. The game really started to be fun. Using cards to upgrade them, keeping them in their slots, unlocking new slots every time you hit a major checkpoint in the level system, which is horde based, and trying to find new synergies that really melded well with the game and made me want to keep playing over and over. Then if you successfully finish the shift and beat the last mission, or if you fail in the middle, you get money which you can use to buy new cards, buy new characters that have passive buffs and cons, and really try to change up the playstyle that you have, even if you are still going like me with the tower build versus the garrison builds. However, when it came to me unlocking all the characters, there definitely were some characters that felt a lot stronger than other ones. My favorite character being Nina. Nina can sacrifice half her health for more energy to use and more cards per round. And this paired with some other cards where you were able to get even more cards per turn. So she became a character where basically you would have a speed of being able to deploy things way higher than a lot of other characters I was playing as, to the fact that you are basically a glass cannon. Nina's Halloween skin deals more hellfire damage, but less holy damage out of the 3 damage types. One being hellfire, second being holy, and third being unholy. With this information in mind though, there's one more thing. Everything changes when you unlock the torment modes. The real end game is unlocking Torment difficulty, which has 5 levels. Each tier has an additional buff to the enemies that you don't know about until you unlock it. For me, this is where I felt like it was needed for me to play as certain characters to have any chance of winning, as even with those extra abilities, I was still feeling the RNG heavy burden on my playthroughs until I did 2 things. Complete most of the achievements in Heretics Fork to unlock most of the cards, buying all the cards from the card shop as I could, and actually learning how the game works. I had to focus on what I felt the most comfortable with, which was a tower build and not a garrison. And it feels like I was truly learning how the game functions fully when I got to this actual difficulty mode compared to all the other times where it felt like it was pure luck. The game went from heavy RNG to regular RNG, and there was one card that I would need, no matter the case, to actually win the game. The card is called Living Shadow. All projectiles are doubled. This card is the most powerful card in the entire deck builder, and it's obvious from what I just said. You just double your damage, your projectiles, your swings, everything. The card is even known to be so powerful in the game. The people that work in the management of the OS system of Heretics Fork via email know how powerful this card is. And this is how they show you how powerful Living Shadow is.
The better I know, I cannot get the build I want. Living Shadow will not spawn. I don't know what I should do. Living Shadow.
When it comes to doing runs with the additional content skins and music from free updates, as well as me unlocking Torment mode and discovering how good the mashup of deck building and tower defense really is, it has brought me to the point of making me love deck building mechanics and possibly playing a game that has them in the future. To know that I pushed away these games for literal decades before actually trying it is kind of silly, of course. However, I think the last piece of the puzzle, what kept me hooked through this entire journey and how much fun I had with this game, was the soundtrack. You've been seeing the song titles and the album in the bottom left or right corner of this video, and this music throughout the entire game has made me get pumped, has made me kind of go into a trance of just relaxing while playing a shift of Heretics Fork. And I think when it comes to the issues of RNG, the pro and cons are always going to be subjective, and I think subjectively I like the the RNG in this game, because there's ways to make the RNG feel like you are bending luck towards your will by learning the actual mechanics of the game and banishing cards and making sure you upgrade the two of the same cards so that you for sure get a perfect upgrade that next one. And so with it being like a year and a half ago that I wrote this review and played this game, and I still think so fondly of this game and even played a little bit of it recently and still really enjoyed myself, I'm giving Heretics 4 a 10 out of 10. This game is like dirt cheap. Let me look up the price right now just to save you some time. The game is $10, not on sale. Knowing that I have about 28 hours in this game, it is fully worth your $10. And I think it does deserve the 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching these videos. If you like this video, please like the video if you want to see more. It helps me with the algorithm. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And I hope you get good rest. I hope you get good sleep. And I will see you next time I have something interesting to share. Peace.
Yeah, Bibli.
Yeah, we blew that. And $2,000. That's got you kind of fucking low to be a manager of hell. Man, Satan is a fucking cheap ass.